app actually on your phone. Also, it's free to do that. And if you prefer to watch us on a big screen, which is pretty cool, we are also DC Live. Sounds great, don't it? There's nothing like a good cup of coffee. 1775coffee.com. You need to check it out. And, it's time to say goodbye to Starbucks and say hello to Rumble's 1775 coffee. It's unlike other brands. This is a coffee that backs free speech and is unapologetic about it. Visit 1775coffee.com and you can use the promo code STUDIO to get 15% off. And the coffee comes in medium and dark roast, and it also comes in pea berry, which is also similar to the kind of coffee. And in other words, its stuff is premium. It really is. You know, click on the link. Go to 1775 Coffee and click on the link, and you can directly uh, order from there and use the promo code STUDIO to get 15% off today.
Here are a few reasons to support DC Intel. 1. Timely updates. Get the latest breaking news and intelligence updates as they happen. 2. Reliable information. Depend on us for accurate and credible news sources. 3. Insightful analysis. Gain deeper understanding with our expert analysis and comprehensive coverage. 4. Community engagement. Join a community of informed and engaged individuals who care about current events. 5. Transparency. We are committed to transparency in all our reporting, helping you to see the bigger picture. 6. Convenience. Stay informed on the go with easy access to updates through our social media platforms. Supporting DC Intel means staying informed and connected with the news that impacts our nation.
We would like to invite you to become a DC Guardian. A Guardian is someone who supports us with a gift of $10 a month. And you will also receive a beautiful DC decal so you can post your support. And also you will get email updates for Guardians only, plus special discounts on products and functions and conferences to come. Please click on the donate button on our eiobn.com website to support. Once again, on behalf of the Excellence in Online Broadcasting Network, thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you. Yep. Normally don't take a station break that early, but Rumble was doing its thing, so we had to take care of that. All right, let's get back into this. I was actually going to play you a town council from one of the residents from Springfield. So let me jump into that real quick.
I was out and about yesterday, driving around Springfield. I was looking at the giant holes in some of our buildings. I noticed all of the old familiar spots bearing new signs in an unfamiliar language. I watched as groups of strangers walked around the city like lost tourists, and it was like a punch in the gut. A terrible sadness came over me, and I began to cry. I immediately started to think back to when I was little, walking from my grandma's house on South Fountain through downtown and all the way to Snyder Park, going to Wren's to get new school clothes and shoes, the excitement of the mall for lunch at the Blue Fox, or even better to see Santa, riding down High Street, admiring the beauty of those stately homes and their amazing architecture, dropping pennies in the fountain and making wishes. And now all those warm memories are becoming fuel to the fire of anger inside of me. I feel like we have been invaded by some sort of pest. I'm angry that my friends and family are packing up and moving away. I'm angry that foreigners are using up the resources that were set up for the Americans that reside here. I'm angry that another country's flag was being flown in our city. I'm angry when I see our businesses and recreational areas littered with garbage left by people that do not know or understand our laws and culture and are making no attempt to learn about them. And let me be clear, this is not about race. This is about people being given the privilege of coming here from another country and having no respect for our people, our land, or our life's work. People living their life here the way they did in Haiti, angry, stealing, polluting, living in filth, and acting like animals. These are not civilized people. Opening containers in our grocery stores, helping themselves to what's inside and throwing the rest onto the shelves and floors. Pulling off of the highway to publicly clean and gut the roadkill, lying there in front of anyone that passes by. Stealing animals from farmers and leaving their severed heads at the side of an old school where children play. Relieving themselves in public. Making some barbaric stew out of the birds that live in our park. This is insanity, and it has to stop. What will become of Springfield? Where will we be in 5 years? The thought terrifies me. Will it be some sort of dystopian wasteland with most of our original residents having moved away and those that cannot afford to move being locked inside their homes, living in fear? This thought is keeping me awake at night.
Yeah. Well, duh, it would me too. This is what we are, guys. Okay. That's why it's so important, one, to vote, not to cry around, go, well, it's going to be an unsafe election. It's going to be unsafe. You know what? Put your pants on, grow backbone, go vote, stop worrying. Because the Democratic Party is good at propaganda and what? Well, yeah, killing their own, doing their own in. We've seen that with Joe Biden. Anyone think Kamala will come out tonight? Hey, Columbus, Georgia, good to have you in there. Man, I don't know what to expect from her because I know she's got Nancy Pelosi. I saw that where Nancy Pelosi was actually telling her to not go and do this thing. But I've also been hearing that she's actually been talking to a lot of her so-called law friends. It's probably just the ones she slept with, but her law friends, and they've been telling her to go at Trump like a prosecutor would. Well, this ain't, this is what I say. No matter what she says, if she got up and went blah, 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 poo-poo on the stick, the Democratic Party said that's the most brilliant, absolutely brilliant speech I've ever heard in my life. That was better than Ronald Reagan. That's what they would say. Hello, Ohio. Good to have you in here. Also, Oxford, Alabama came in. Good deal. Yeah, they would actually be, oh, that's great. She was fantastic. And every black person that's a Democrat would be like, you know what? Trump was a racist when he said no. When he just said the word no, you hear the tone he said racist. It's a racist. But yet Kamala can get him going, no, not and trying to talk Ebonics and whatever else she wants to say. Hello, Madison, Alabama. Do anything she wants. Insult the people. Try to talk like them. Make them sound like they're dumb, of all things. That's the most hilarious part. She'll make them sound like they're dumb, and they'll go, oh, yeah, she's for us. No, because it's the Democratic Party. And in case you haven't heard before from me, the Democratic Party has been the number one instigator and pusher in slavery. Okay? Has been. Always has been. I just don't get it. I don't get it why people are so ignorant and they won't even acknowledge that. But boy, if Trump come out there and he was like, oh yeah, well, blah, 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 they would be all over it like white on rice. Oops, I said white on rice. Sorry about that. Didn't even mean to make that a racial thing. I mean, seriously, I'm about sick of the race card. I'm about sick and tired of the frickin' race card. It's supposed to be the United States of America, okay? The United States of America. And it's going to be the United States of America. It ain't going to be the United States of Ebonics. It ain't going to be the United States of Hispanics. It's the United States. We're all united. And if you can't be united, get your ass out of the country and go back home. That's where you go. You come to America to live the dream, to make the dream, to live, have prosperity. You don't come here to change it. Even citizens here, we don't come here. We're not born to change it. We're born to make things better, make our communities better. But how can you make communities better when you're dragging in all these bums from other countries that want to go eating fluffy? Give me a break. I mean, seriously, think about this. But my daddy was a Democrat. I'm still going to vote Democrat. And that's the reason why. That's the reason why we have a bunch of lunatics coming in our countries, and not in our country, in our cities now. In our cities. Coming in our cities to eat your cat and to kill your birds. I mean, seriously. Do you really think that's healthy? What's next? What disease is next that they're going to pass around? You can't go eating a rat and roadkill and everything and think that you're just going to, that nothing's going to happen. And if you don't think these people aren't going to get something and pass it around, y'all nuts. It's going to happen. It'll happen. And then 6 months from now, we'll be on this radio show and be going, yep. So now we got the Haitian disease called, I don't know, good Lord, catbonics or something stupid. So much for the monkeypox. Lord, don't say that. Don't say monkeypox and Haitian in the same sentence, because then someone's going to say you're you're racist. You're calling them monkeys. No, I'm not. That's some daggone stupid democratic thinking. If it's wrong, it's wrong. United States of America, we bleed red. We don't bleed brown. We don't bleed yellow. We don't bleed white, black. We don't do that. We bleed red. We all bleed red. That's why America, everybody can come here if they come here the right way. But don't come the cat flu. Yeah, that'll be it. Let's see. Remember, the deep state wants to divide and enslave our people. Absolutely. And freedom based on, it's still work for power. Absolutely. And that's what this does, is this divides. But you know how this stops? Is when good old boy finally gets some balls about him and says, you know what? Let me tell you something about DC. Somebody was harassing my mom. Y'all love these stories, don't you? Harassing my mom. And my mom can't handle this stuff. And one day, I was taking my mom home from church. Bless God. And she says, oh, DC, look, there's that guy. I had somebody else in the car and my mom. And what do you think DC did? He didn't do the democratic way and go home and just complain. He did what he should do. I floored that car, shot it straight up her alley, slid in where this guy was at and got out, and I grabbed this guy by the throat. I did. I said, you ever come back around here again? You ever come back around here? You ever lay eyes on this woman? You ever talk to her? You ever come in her property? I guarantee you this. I will beat the shit out of you. You won't be able to, that's it. Sir, I promise you, it wasn't me. Bull crap. I got cameras everywhere. It was you. You know what? That's been almost 2.5 years now, and he hasn't come back. I'm telling you this. I'm not telling you to go out and do violence, but I'm telling you, if they come in your yard, you better protect your daggone property. You have that right. I'm not saying go out and shoot nobody, so don't say that. Don't do that. You ain't doing that. But you can go out and tell them, say, hey, now get your ass off here. Going home. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have a home. Let me buy you a Greyhound and let me send you to Washington, D.C., because they have plenty of houses out there. Unless America, I'm not talking violence. I'm talking standing up to what's right and what's wrong. Unless America stands up for it, we can't complain over it. Get it? That's why if you don't go vote, you can't gripe and go, oh, I can't believe this happened. I told you it's going to be a crap show all the way up until the election. We're going to see that. And it ain't going to stop after the election. It's going to get even better. We live in a great time in America, right? Infiltrated by immigrants, migrants. Man. Come on, man. Get real. But my pastor says we should love everybody and turn the other cheek. Well, then you go right ahead. But America's turned the cheek too many times. And now We're taking it up the rear, and it's time to stop. It's time to stop. And it ain't just this. I'm not a big football person, okay? I could care less about football. Well, to a point. But I'm gonna play you this. This is actually the NFL Commanders VP of content labels. Of content labels black Commanders players homophobic. Let me tell you something. Every year, the NFL is a big poop show. Every year, the NFL has an issue. Every year, it's, well, somebody's taking a knee. Or someone wants the other American. We don't want the Pledge of Allegiance said, we don't want the national anthem. We want the anthem for the Haitians. We want the national anthem for African Americans, or whatever. Listen, I have no problem with your nationality. My problem is we are American. We are the United States of America, not the United States of African America. We're not the United States of Haitian. We're not the United States of Mexico. Some of you are going to send me so much hate mail, and I really don't give a rat's rear end. Because you need what I tell you about the show all the time. I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to throw things out to make you think, get mad, and really think about these things and research for yourself. Because once you research and you find out what's really true, you'll be like, oh my gosh, we've been lied to all these years by our mainstream media. NFL is scripted? Absolutely it is. But I want you to hear I want you to hear this. I'm telling you, I've been playing you some really quality people, right?
Okay, just walk me through again your breakdown, your just description of the Commanders players.
Over 50% of our roster, right, is either white religious, and God says, fuck the gays.
Meet Rael Enteen, the Vice President of Content for the Washington Commanders.
Another big chunk is very low-income African-American that comes from a community that is inherently very homophobic.
Rael Enteen goes on to say some of the NFL players are, quote, dumb as all hell.
Would you say most people who work at the NFL, with you as the exception of your former boss, would you say that they're just not very smart?
There's just obviously a spectrum.
Yeah.
I've met some very smart.
What about, like, the players?
There's some that are dumb as all hell.
Commanders VP of Content, Rael Enteen, discussed his disdain for NFL fans to our OMG American Swiper, stating they are, quote, high school educated alcoholics and mouth breathers.
Most of the fans, I would say, are high school educated alcoholics.
So they're like lower class people.
I hate to use that term. I would just say mouth breathers. I know, it's way worse.
He revealed that his job is to essentially operate, quote, state-run media.
My job is to sell hope to the fans, right? I need them buying tickets. When there's not much hope to sell, I still gotta dig deep to find it.
Why do you think there's not much hope to sell right now?
Because we had like pipes leaking sewage on our fans in the middle of the game. And I have to put out a social post saying like, it wasn't sewage water, we promised. That is state-run media.
All right, enough of this fag. And of course, they released a statement that says Washington Commanders fire employee who called NFL players dumb as hell homophobes. And they should, because this guy acts like a fag. And it's amazing that these people, I can guarantee he's a freaking Democrat. Yeah. I know today's not a great day, right? Our country is in a war. It is in a war, and we've said it over and over and over. It's good versus evil, good versus evil. But you have two sides of this war. You have good and evil. But on the other side of even the political part, you have the Democratic Party saying, we're all nuts. Republicans are nuts. And then you got the Republican side that's saying, not all, but most. Well, let me just say this. Okay, you're conspiracy theorists. How about that? Are saying, we want martial law from the United States of America and not the corporation. Not the corporation, the cabal. And I understand that. We want these things. But like I went over a couple of weeks ago, martial law is not a bed of roses either. We'll talk about it Friday night. I'm about 90 to 95% sure at this point that we are, I know that we have a lot. We have it all. We know the good guys, we know the bad guys. Don't you think for 5 seconds Trump wouldn't be doing what he's been doing and going through what he's been going through for no reason? Taking names, my friend, taking names. Another good thing, and I'm just kind of just giving you some of this stuff out here, is actually, and I saw this the other day, and I was like, let me research it. But do you realize when you go to Walmart, this is the importance of not, so when I tell you that the people's money and the people's support is what controls things. When you go to Walmart, you go to any other store, and you go through the auto checkout. You think you're just going through the auto checkout. And of course, when Walmart put in all these, a lot of the stores, they did this, put in all kinds of self-checkouts. Everybody was, oh my gosh, they're firing people. They're doing this, doing that. They very well may have. I'm more agitated that you can't walk down a daggone aisle at Walmart without these people that are collecting all the food for their online orders and bump you and knock you around and everything else and act like give me a break. But anyways, when you go through these lines, it ain't just that, because what they do, Walmart actually, and other companies that do this, they actually sell your information to companies that actually put it in a database. Even though you may stand there and you may not see that it's a camera there, there's multiple cameras there. Okay. There is a camera that takes a picture of your face, that does facial recognition every time you go through that. And even if it says you don't want to be on the camera and you push the button, it used to be that way. Now, when you go to some of these, it don't even look like there's a camera on there. It doesn't show you a picture of yourself, but it's there. Also, it's scanning other things. It's taking a picture of you. It's got all your information, plus also what you're buying, and it creates a profile for you. If you've ever went through a self-checkout, you have a profile, period. But I found this, and I want to play this to you because I want you to be aware. I miss the days of the old Ma and Pa grocery stores where you could go in there and get what you needed and leave and, hey, how you doing? There's a little place I like to go in Tennessee when I'm out there. It's a little tiny place out in the woods, but it's like a Cracker Barrel kind of thing. It's pretty stinking cool. But anyways, when you go to these places and you're not doing if you're not doing self-checkout, that's a great thing. But I'm going to play this.
What if I told you self-checkout machines aren't just about the convenience of a speedier checkout? They're actually behavioral data collection hubs. Every time you use one, it's not just scanning your groceries, it's scanning you. The sensors built into these machines are tracking your hand movements, the speed of your actions, even the micro expressions on your face when something goes wrong. They're collecting all that info and building a profile on how you behave under stress, how impatient you are, how you react to small inconveniences. This data, it's being fed into a massive AI system designed to predict and influence your future shopping habits. Ever notice how the machine always seems to glitch just when you're in a hurry? That's not an accident. It's a test to see how you handle frustration so they can optimize ads and product placements based on your stress responses. Don't say I didn't warn you, buddy. I suggest you stick to curbside.
There you go. And it is absolutely true. Absolutely true. I don't want to do, you may be okay with it, but I don't want to do anything that's going to give more information to people that I don't know and people that want to gather information on me, create profiles, create things. I don't want to do it. When I walk into, even when I walk into Walmart, you know how like sometimes they have those automatic deals that open up for you. Inside those are scanners, and those scanners also scan you. They can tell how high you are, how big, everything about you. They can tell. And I just always cover my face a little bit when I go in there because I don't like the shop feeling like I'm being watched the whole time. That's why I miss the old mom and pop stores. But yeah, there is in this country we've just faced. And here's the thing: it's been done right underneath our nose. Will it stop? No, it will not stop. It will not stop at all. And you know, I told you last week about how these different states are doing different things, and how, remember I told you in California how there was a bus that tried to get hijacked by these migrants who tried to hijack a bus. You know, I mean, this is what I want to know. How do these guys go in? How do these migrants go into a Walmart and shop and then create a profile on them? I don't know. Anyway, so I told you a couple weeks ago about the bus, the migrants trying to do the bus. I'm going to play you this here about something that happened with the school bus, and listen.
Migrants tried to board a school bus this morning while it was traveling to a school. The superintendent for the Humul del Zura Union School District informed parents of that incident earlier today. It happened at one of the stops on the school district's bus route that heads to Oak Grove Middle School and Humul Primary. Meanwhile, yesterday afternoon, in a similar area along another route, the superintendent says that a group of migrants tried to stop another bus. Border Patrol, CHP, and the sheriff's office have now been informed of these incidents. The superintendent says that for the safety of everyone, if a driver sees a group of migrants at a bus stop, they will drive past it and move on to the next.
I'll tell you how you take care of that. You get some dad, and you put him on the bus with a baseball bat. That's how you fix that. Or some grandpa that was just itching for something. It's freaking crazy.
An undocumented immigrant is a criminal. Being an undocumented immigrant is not a crime. I know what a crime looks like. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal. 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 An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal, and we have to correct course in this conversation. We're not going to treat people who are undocumented.
Yeah, and that is the current VP, and someone that's wanting to be the president. The one that can't figure out whether she's black, mixed. Hey, I don't know what the heck she's saying. She don't know. You're absolutely right. She's an idiot. She is an idiot. And this is who wants to run our country. Ain't gonna happen. Article of the National Fraternal Order of Police. Our presidential endorsement process is thorough and inclusive and involving 377,000 members across the nation. Today is a privilege to announce that the collective will of the members of the National Fraternal Order of Police do endorse Donald J. Trump for president, and we are committed to supporting. So right there, there's 377,000 votes for him. Another thing I saw was just kind of it's like a parody thing. It says James Wood said we need to pass a constitutional amendment declaring Election Day as a national holiday. Paper ballots may only be cast by American citizen registered voters who present government issued voter ID. I kind of agree with that. And of course, the big mastermind and the one that helped the Twin Towers go down, George W. Bush, He was asked by Newsmax who he's going to be, if he has who he's going to support, and he says, "Mom," on who I'm going to vote for. I'm not going to say it. Probably because he knows that somebody tried to do something to him. Yeah, let me play this real quick here.
We should be doing everything we can to make it more affordable to buy a home.
A just released housing index reveals just how rough the market is, especially for first-time home buyers. It showed home prices for the nation's top 20 metro areas rose 5.4% from June of last year to June of this year, a record jump for that month.
The average home buyer needs to make over $110,000 to afford the average home. Home buyers only needed to make $76,000 back in 2020.
Mortgage rates are now at their highest level in 21 years.
86% of U.S. renters would like to buy, but they can't. That really speaks to a lot of pessimism here about the American dream, how it feels like it's out of reach. Home ownership remains the ticket to wealth generation. So this is just widening the gap between the haves and the have-nots.
She stands there and says on day one, she's going to tackle the housing affordability crisis in our country.
But day one for Kamala was 3.5 years ago.
What the hell have you been doing for all that time?
She's probably been doing any guy she can grab hold of. But anyway, you cannot change this stuff. It's just, but that just shows you how double-minded they are, how crazy. They're just absolutely lunatics. They're absolutely lunatics. And we have to vote them out. Have to vote them out. If you're going to go vote, go vote. If you're not going to vote, shame on you. You should vote. You don't have any right to complain. And I presented a mixed bag of stuff today, okay, for a specific reason, to show you that America we need change. We need our economy back. We need our economy set straight. There's so much we need. When Donald Trump wins and is sworn in, it's not over. It's not time to just rejoice and just oh, great. Now I don't have to do a daggone thing. He's going to take care of everything. Absolutely not, because you and your still small towns are still going to have to deal with what's going on. And tonight, I don't know. I'm debating on coming back on live and doing doing a thing with the debate tonight. We'll see. I know some of you are already going to be watching it on your TV, or I may come on after the debate and do a show. Y'all tell me what you want to do. If you want to do in the middle one, we may do in the middle during it or after. We'll see. We'll discuss it and see what happens tonight. We can discuss the good stuff and the bad stuff. Of course, the bad stuff is just the fact that Kamala walks out there. But I tell you what I believe this. Listen very carefully if you don't hear anything else. Trump is going to eat her lunch. She's going to get out there and try to do her dominant, oh, no. And you listen to me. Don't you interrupt me. Don't you interrupt me. Don't you interrupt me. This is what I say to Trump. Give her the same courtesy tonight that she's been giving you. And give it to her good. But as much facts, I'm going to warn you, as much facts that Trump throws out tonight, and as much truth that we're going to hear, I'm telling you right now, the Democratic Party is going to turn it around and be like, we're going to fact check it. I don't want to hear no more fact checks from mainstream media that can't even tell the truth on anything. The only fact about them is they are crooked and they're useless. They're useless. Everybody's saying after. Okay, so we'll do it after. We'll come back on after whatever time that ends. I'll probably come back on before it end, right when it's getting ready to end. I'll probably come on and let people get in here, and then we'll have a little after party tonight. Talk about that. Good stuff. Thursday, just letting you know, Thursday, it'll probably be. I probably won't be on here. I have something very important that came up that I have to. I just have to do, guys. It's how the show works, and y'all know that already. But it's something I have to do, take care of. Very important that I do that, and I'll be back on Friday for sure. But if we go on live tonight after, which we will, that'll make it for Thursday. Those of you that listen to us at work, sorry about that. When I find somebody that I trust, that has the same views and the same points of what we're on here, then when I'm out, I would have them to come in. But we're not there yet. We're still building our audience and doing what we're doing. And that's the great thing. Yeah, they blame Trump for everything. Absolutely. Do you think Vance will stay on the ticket? Absolutely not. And I think at some point he'll be gone, and I think Kennedy will be on there. Let's see here. Looking forward to tonight. Thank you so much. I'm reading everybody's comments here as much as I can. How many times she lies and laughs? Yeah. Y'all want to make a bet on that tonight? Okay. So yeah, pray over the debate. Absolutely, everybody. Pray over Trump. Pray that whatever demonic power that would come in there and try to infiltrate and try to cause him to be off his game would be completely sidetracked. I heard back representative today about the illegal drop off. Awesome. He already met with the police on county commissioners, and they are on board with this is not happening here in our country. Awesome sauce. And that's what we need. We need people like that. But we have towns that don't want to do that they have no backbone. Thank you so much, Patty, for letting me know that. Yeah, so tonight, also, if you're watching this by Rumble or YouTube or Twitch or whatever, go and check out our website, eiobn.com. That's how we stay afloat in here. That's how we continue what we're doing with equipment and just staying on track. We're building. We're doing great. Next week, we'll have multiple ways that we can't be shut down in place. We're slowly working towards that. It does take money to do that. It's not free. And so every little bit helps. You can go to eiobn.com. Check it out. There's merchandise on there, but also there is a place to give on there. I was going to show you something here. Yesterday, we had this whole conversation when I was going off about gold and silver. And just to let you know, and I said, I like to keep, I don't like to buy gold that I cannot have or silver. I keep stuff on hand. Okay. That's what I'm saying. You got to keep it. But if you invest in something that you can't see, it's not an investment. You're investing in something else that somebody else is going to get. Go to eiobn.com, check out our website. There is a place on there to give. Like I said, hit donate. It is secure. It's encrypted. Also, for those of you wanting to more information on silver and gold, there's a place down there you can click on that, send an email there, or either there's a phone number on there you can text, and it'll tell you what the text there to where when they get it, and someone will get back with you to talk to you about that. Anyway. Great show today. We're going to have a great show tomorrow. Tomorrow. And also tonight. We'll be back tonight. Not sure when this whole debacle will end tonight. But when it does, we'll come back on and we'll discuss the pros and the cons and your personal views. And we'll try not to take a bunch of questions as to Gitmo and all that other stuff because it serves no purpose when we're doing a show about after this, we'll call it an election. After the election tonight, we'll see Donald Trump kick our ass. Have a great day. DC out.